Well, welcome back, everyone. What an incredible week it's been in markets. Starting off with light futures trade on Memorial Day, where we did break out and make new all-time highs for the primary market. Saw some indecision thereon after, had some incredible surprises in earnings, including Dell, and seeing the market shoot up on that, on the AI theme, the infrastructure theme, and of course the on-again, off-again US-Iran deal. And we have come up so far in today's session to make intra-session all-time highs of 76.11 and a half a point for the S&P E-minis. Now, the reason I've got this chart set up this way on screen is I want to point out that when we made highs back in the middle of April, we saw the subchart indicators over here make highs and then, of course, signal a little bit of a pause or a pullback or a consolidation. We did consolidate. We then pushed up through Mag 7 stock earnings up to new all-time highs. And as you can see, the indicators made lower highs. Price made higher highs. The indicator made lower highs. And again, of course, we did see a little drawdown and a push back up to new all-time highs as of course, today and this week overall. Where are the indicators in the subchart? They're at lower levels. Markets love the rule of three, law of three, and we've seen three potential highs. Well, two of them are in the bag because we know we made the high, consolidated, continued. We made the high, we pulled back, and now we've made new highs. However, we don't know that it's a high until we turn down, but the subchart indicators do suggest that there's some downside risk. So what I want to help with over here as we move into the end of the futures session for the day, with still some time left, I'm recording this just shortly before 3 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. I want to make sure that you're aware of the location that we're at and some of the key levels that may help with decision making overall. In that long-term uptrend channel that we've been in since October of 2022, the primary market, the benchmark for the globe, the S&P 500, using the E-minis as the lens here and the tradable vehicle, it's in the uppermost quadrant. It's in the performer plunge quadrant. Let's zoom into the hard right edge over there. Where do we see the market? Well, it's just below the top of that long-term channel. It happens to be operating within a more discrete, shorter-term channel from May the 19th and really settling on the day above 75.94, keeps the door open for a Sunday night push up and a move that can take us into the mid 7600s. However, coming down below 75.60 starts to open the door for a decline. That decline would not confirm unless we come down below the 75.40 area, where we have a set of nested volume point of control lines and the bottom of that discrete shorter term channel from the 19th of May. Breaking below 75.40 does open the door for a decline into the lower 7100s, where you can see this diagonal pink line. What's that? Well, that's the divider between quadrant 3 and quadrant 4 of this 4-quadrant channel. And of course, coming down below that pink line opens the door for a full mean reversion, i.e. a move that takes us all the way back to the center of the channel. I do see that as a likelier outcome, but of course I want to trade what I see, and so far on the day there have been long side trading opportunities and short side trading opportunities. I've been able to do some trading myself. I'm going to show you the patterns that I used in particular using the triple S indicator on a 5-minute chart, which is my day tradable chart. We noted that there was a period of indecision where we had oscillating signals from about 11:10 a.m. Eastern time until 12:45 p.m. Eastern time. The final signal was a down. We started to get the double red dots on price action, and we broke below the bottom of the MSR channel, and down the hatch we went. We did get a rebound. We did see a bar close temporarily above the MSR channel, but it was still sloping more sideways to down. And back again, we started to see the double red dots within a couple of bars, and down the hatch we've gone. Shorting on the downside has been fairly productive in the latter part of the day for me, and I was able to utilize that insight from the ES on the short side and the NQ on the short side to take some trades live in front of folks in the active trader room and on WealthCharts alike, grossing just a little over $1,900 across 4 accounts that I've traded, where 1 is in the red and 3 are in positive territory. As we speak right now, we are seeing a little bit more price erosion, but please do keep in mind, as I'm recording this, the 1-hour chart is still seeing price action come down into rising support and falling resistance above it. It looks like the jaws of life effectively clamping down on price. This is what Rob would call a kill zone, where we've got falling resistance on top of price, rising support underneath price. So it would hold if we come down below the rising support structures, then we've got more of a change in direction, and that would be somewhere in the 30,200 area for the NQ in particular. Below that area, sure, the door opens for more downside risk, but in this area, there can be a lot of whipsaws. Hence, having a very high probability pattern to take very, very specific conservative trades along that ride down with a high probability of success is the methodology I've been employing in markets so far today, and as you know, have done fairly well. I look forward to sharing more insights with you on the market overall. I think that we're in a market that has some downside risk in front of it. But again, we need to wait for those trigger lines, in particular 75.40, to be crossed to tell us that downside risk is actually more likely. Right now, we've just got indecision and we're still in an uptrend channel with the potential to get back on that horse and ride it north. So do take great care out there, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you're having a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to sharing more insights with you in the days to come in videos just like these. Have an incredible rest of your day, and thank you for watching.